Disney Plus is a streaming service we use once a year, and that is for Hocus Pocus and Halloween Town, I guess. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Movie Epidemic podcast. It's a show now. Here we are doing our 31 Days of Horror, and this is one that everybody likes, Hocus Pocus, a cult classic. I personally don't think I've ever sat through it. I don't think I've ever sat through all of it. I've definitely caught some of it on cable previously because I do recognize parts of it, but I'm fairly certain I've never watched all of it. That all changed today when I watched Hocus Pocus. Let's examine the poster here for a minute. It says 3 wacky witches, 2 magical spells, 1 hilarious comedy. 2 magical spells? What? It seems like there's more than 2 magical spells. What is that in reference to? Seems like there's way more spells than that. Anyway, you got the cast of Sarah Jessica Parker, Bette Midler, Kathy Najimy as the witches. One thing I do like about this movie is the kids really are able to outsmart the witches quite frequently because they're dummies, and as God intended, kids should have the power to confuse a witch because they're evil creatures. And as God intended, they should be able to trick them. Or whatever. It's a movie where it's like, I'm not going to focus too much on how bad the witches are at being fucking witches. Hey, they're just easily tricked. They're easily tricked is all I'm saying. Dumbies. Sarah Jessica Parker specifically is like the bimbo character. And she really is a lot of fun. Very funny. Honestly, very funny character. Now, this is a movie I didn't realize took place in like present day after the witches get hung. You know what's interesting about this movie is on the Disney Plus, they have a little warning where it's like there's smoking of cigarettes in this movie. So make sure you're watching your kids if you see a depiction of cigarette smoking, which I don't even recall. I don't even remember seeing anybody smoke a cigarette. However, I do remember very clearly seeing witches get hung by the neck until death. Also, at one point they kill a cat in this, like a couple times, but there's no warning for that. There's no warning at all for that. While we're at it, where is the warning for Sarah Jessica Parker's fat tits? Where's the warning for that? I don't see any warning for that. So essentially this movie starts 300 years prior to 1993. I don't know math good, so I don't know what year that is exactly. I don't know math too good. This little kid, Zach, catches the witches like sucking the youth out of his sister. He immediately gets turned into a little meow boy that can't die. Jump ahead to our main characters. We've got Max. He's wearing tie-dye. Within 40 seconds, I was like, is this guy from California? Because he's wearing tie-dye. It seems like he's going to be from California. Almost immediately, they're like, yo, what up, surfer guy? And it's like, yeah, we know he's from California. He's wearing fucking tie-dye. That's the shit right there. If you're wearing tie-dye, you're from California. This has some of the great cartoony bullies. 90s cartoony bullies. Ice, who has the word ice trimmed into the back of his head. And you've also got Jay, who I thought was like maybe going to be called Brick or something. But like, you got Ice. It's like, have like another cool guy name. No, he's just Jay. That's fine. He's fucking Jay and Silent Bob looking motherfucker. The other characters involved is Danny, Max's little sister, and his love interest, Allison, who he meets at school, and immediately they're schmidten. Immediately they're schmidtintin. Max, moving to Salem, he doesn't really believe in the witches type thing, so they go to the old witch house that seemed surprisingly empty for a place that you can just walk into on Halloween night. I would suspect that there would be more kids in there, to be quite honest, but I guess they are all very scared of it. And he lights the black candle that if it's lit by a virgin, the witches are coming back. And as it turns out, everybody, Max has never fucked. He's never fucked, and the witches come back and ensue in a whole bunch of shenanigans. They also team up with the little cat that had been waiting there for 300 years. He's a little cat boy. Been waiting for a virgin to light the candle. He's a little cat boy. From here, all sorts of wild shit happens. They try and convince everyone they absolutely see that there's witches. No one really believes them. They find their parents. This is where there's a musical number, because if you got Bette Midler, you're not going to not have a musical number, I suppose. There's also a point where they're trying to find the kids, and they see like a guy dressed up as the devil, and they think he's the real Dark Lord. And like they're all trying to fuck him, I guess. He's like an old guy that they're trying to fuck. That's a lot of fun. That's like a lot of fun right there. They also end up sending a zombie. The zombie doesn't really do anything. It runs around a lot, chases them. You find out that Sarah Jessica Parker fucked it. Just things along that nature. When they go to the party with their parents, there's like a skeleton band, and it's like, that's pretty cool, because I've personally never been to a Halloween show where the band went on before 1 a.m., because apparently bands hate giving me entertainment. Good thing that whole industry has collapsed now because of COVID. Basically, these kids just continually to trick the witches into like very obvious situations. I guess witches wouldn't know about headlights on cars and things of that nature. Luckily, this movie is very funny most of the time, so the plot doesn't actually matter that much, because it is pretty thin and it gets resolved. Everything gets resolved very easily, but it is like a very easy watch. I get how it could be a nostalgic type of watch. For me personally, I think I'd give it a 3 stars, because it is like a funny movie. After a while, though, I'm like, let's wrap it up here. I feel like we're spinning in circles, running away from the witches catching them, things of that nature, like getting away. It's a little repetitive. Luckily, it's pretty funny. The acting is great. Everybody is great in their roles. Will it become a movie I watch every year? Probably not. Probably not personally, but it does seem like a movie that if it's on, I'm not opposed to watching. it. So yeah. Good job, Hocus Pocus. Yeah, it does hold up. Honestly, it holds up. It is just a wacky, good, nostalgic time, and that's all you can really ask for with Hocus Pocus. So, 3 stars for that bad boy. But if you give it 5 stars, I hold no ill will to that. So leave a comment below. Tell me if you love this movie, if you hate it, if you've seen it, if you haven't, and don't forget to follow me on all the social medias: Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Movie Epidemic. Like. And don't forget to subscribe here on the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're almost done, everybody. We're almost done the 31 days of horror.
Why don't you play us something, baby? Why don't you play us something, baby?
Start? I don't feel so good.